Hi guys, so my last video was about how you can struggle in recovery sometimes, how you can have like mini setbacks and feel not so pro recovery, because I've been going through a little phase of that, not relapsing, just feeling a bit sluggish with recovery, but trying to show the realities of eating disorder recovery. But since I did that video, so for the past few weeks I've actually been feeling really positive, really trying to actually I can now tackle my recovery again. Now I've had a little plateau, not just like a steady state. Now I can like face it again, and I think that's really important to talk about with the eating disorder recovery. So it's really hard to be 100% all of the time, and that's totally okay. And I think when you're finding things difficult, you really need to not beat yourself up about it. So that it is fine for you to have days or weeks, whatever, when you're finding it hard, because the motivation does come back if you keep reminding yourself of your motivations. So like for myself, I was trying to remind myself of what I want like really in my life, how a life with an eating disorder is not the life that we actually want. And for me, what really helps me to get my motivation back is to kind of think of myself way in the future. So think like, when I'm 50, 60 years old, do I want to look back on my life as a 20, 30-year-old and think, God, I wasted all that time counting calories and trying to be a number on the scales and missed out on all these experiences and opportunities. And that is what really helps me to kind of keep my recovery going and get my motivation back. And that is what I have been doing. So I've been really thinking, I don't want to get to 65 years old and think, because like last week I went on a holiday with my mum for a few days, and we went out for breakfast, and I want to remember this holiday as me counting calories or feeling I've got eating disorder rules that are wanting to still be there. I want to have this memory of a great holiday with my mum. So yeah, it's things like that which have really helped me get my motivation back, and just like reminding yourself of your goals, like what it is you want to achieve, not necessarily achieve, but like do. And everyone's goals are going to be different. So like for myself, my running and my athletics is really important to me, and I've had a couple of races the past couple of weeks, like my first races since I became ill all the way back in 2007, and that has been a massive motivator for me. And I'm like, yes, this is great. And for me to be able to be a good runner and be an athlete, an eating disorder cannot feature in that. So that is giving me like a massive motivation to keep my recovery going, keep me in full steam with my full recovery. So yeah, I think you find what motivates you, what your goals are, and if you're struggling, remind yourself of what those goals are, and actually that going back to the eating disorder behavior, reverting back to that is not going to help you get those goals that you want. And those goals can be anything. It can be careers, holidays, friends. For me, it also friends and being able to go out with friends has always been a big motivator for my recovery. And now that lockdown's kind of easing and we're able to go out and socialise more, I've found that's helped bring my motivation back, because I'm able to socialise again, I'm able to see friends, I'm really looking forward to going out for meals. So that has been great. That has been, as I say, really helpful in getting my motivation back. And I just really encourage anybody who's kind of finding it a bit difficult, feeling you're stuck in recovery or whatever, to just think about your goals, your motivations, write them down, and then you can think about what you can do to achieve those goals, and how an eating disorder stops you achieving those goals, because an eating disorder is never the answer. It never makes you happy. And although it can feel like a comfort and a safety and what it is never ever the answer. The best quote I was ever told was, to succeed in anorexia is to fail in life. And although that's quite a tough quote to hear, I think is very, very true. And when you kind of feel wrapped up in the eating disorder, it's very hard to kind of see outside of that and see, you know, remind yourself of life, because you feel, well, all that matters is the eating disorder. But really, that's the eating disorder telling you that, and it's the eating disorder telling you, you know, you can't cope, you need it, you need the behaviors. Whereas actually, that is not you feeling that. That is the eating disorder manipulating your mind to make you think that. So as I said in my last video, I was kind of feeling a bit low with it all. And as I said, that is perfectly normal. And I wanted to do this video to kind of show how recovery is like that. It's not like that. And for me now, where I'm feeling really, really motivated and really positive, and I've been able to use the focus of my goals and building my life, because the more you build your life up, the smaller anorexia or your eating disorder becomes, because your life becomes bigger, so anorexia becomes smaller, and it becomes less important because you have other more important things. Like I say, it's about finding what's important for you and really focusing on that and reminding yourself on that when you're struggling. And so that, you know, when you're struggling, you can think, yeah, but that is what is important to me, and the eating disorder stops me having that, or stops me having so much of that, or enjoying so much of that. And you know, we all have hopes and dreams, no matter how big or how small, whatever it is, we all have them. And an eating disorder is never the way to have those hopes and dreams, those real hopes and dreams that, you know, we have deep inside. And it is perfectly okay to struggle. It is normal to have those times when it feels really tough, but it's really, really important in those times to keep on pushing and really try as hard as you can not to give in to the ED thoughts and the ED behaviours, just to keep on persevering. And it is so, so hard, it really is. But then, you know, life gets better and you can get back to those times when you're feeling positive about recovery, because you can't be positive and 100%, you know, challenging all of the time. I think that's an unrealistic expectation. But you also have to realize that, you know, if you keep fighting through the bad times, you keep plodding on, that the motivation comes back and you can carry on fighting the eating disorder. And you know, we don't want the memories of our life to be filled with numbers, be that calories, weight, BMI. You know, that is not the life that we don't want. A life full of numbers. We want a life full of happy memories and full experiences. And that is what is also really key to helping me keep motivated and keep on with my recovery. So that is what I would, you know, say to you if you're struggling. You know, remind yourself that you don't want to look back on your life as just a life of counting numbers. You want it to be a life filled with experiences and memories, and the only way to do that is to keep fighting the eating disorder, keep going, you know, doing the opposite actions to what your ED voice is saying to you, and just keep on fighting. Sorry, this video has been a bit of a waffle, but yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, although you can have blips, motivation does come back. I'm feeling really positive about my recovery at the moment. As I say, my athletics, my friends, getting back to life is really, really helpful for me. And it's about you finding what is the motivators for you. And sorry also that my phone was buzzing a lot, because when people send WhatsApp messages, it's like they send one sentence at a time. But anyway, yeah, if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and sorry for the waffle.